It's showtime, folks.
Welcome back. It is another Chicago Blackhawks game day. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Hump day. Yes, right, baby. Chicago Blackhawks, Vancouver Canucks. Another 9 o'clock start. Gotta love those 9 o'clock West Coast starts. You just absolutely love them, right? You love the midnight 1 o'clock post games, right? So yeah, another game of this. Fourth game of the 6-game road trip. The Blackhawks so far come away with 1 point. One out of a possible 6. So that's something we have to work on there. This is an important game for the Blackhawks, it feels like, right? Fourth game of the road trip here. Got to come away with something, right? We can't go 4 straight losses. Got to get back in victory lane here. Got to get the season back on track here. The Hawks have played some pretty good hockey during this road trip, but the results have not showed it. That the play on the ice has been solid, but the results from the games have been there. So, yeah, fourth game here. Got to come away for a win. This is an important game tonight. Big game for that man right there. I think about you now and then. Because I'm coming home again. Connor Bedard, hometown game. The North Vancouver native returning to his birthplace, where he was raised, where he grew, where he played hockey as a kid. I mean, that's a big one, man. You don't think Bedard's thinking about that? I'm sure he's thinking about it. I'm sure all the delusional Canucks fans are thinking about it too. This is his little tryout expedition for when he comes to Vancouver. I think Canucks fans should be a little more worried about their own captain, Quinn Hughes, leaving. It's very funny, man. It's like they lose JT Miller. All the drama with that team, missed the playoffs last year, and more drama around the team even this year. Hasn't been that great of a year so far, and yet all they seem to be concerned about is Connor Bedard. They're still living in their little delusional dreams about him going to Vancouver. Man, that Bedard 8-year contract extension is going to hit like crack. It's going to hit like absolute crack, and we are so ready for it. Give it to me. But yeah, hopefully a big game for Betsy. He should have plenty of motivation tonight to have a big one in front of his former home crowd there. Obviously Chicago is his home now. But yeah, no, for Betsy. That's why I ruled out the Regina Pats hat today, because this is a vintage Betsy game, right? Hopefully we see Regina Pats Bedard tonight playing in front of his home crowd there. So hopefully he has a big game tonight. We'd love to see that. And hopefully he tears apart that Vancouver Canucks team. The arena he spent much of time watching hockey as a kid. I know he went to plenty of games, especially at 2011 Vancouver Canucks Boston Bruins Cup final. I know Betsy was at a few of those games. So yeah, I'm sure the memories, the nostalgia, childhood memories will be flooding back. But Darth Bedsy will strike tonight. Darth Bedsy will deliver in a big way. I got a good feeling about that. But yeah, in terms of the matchup itself, Battle of Mid. It is truly the Battle of Mid. Blackhawks 5-3 to start the year, right? That's what happens when you have 3 straight losses. We're back to 500 and now have a wild card spot now, but still have a 500 record, 5-3. And the Canucks are exactly 500, 7-0. So no overtime shootout losses unlike us. But yeah, 7-0, 14 games. We've played 13, so they played 1 extra game. They have 1 more point. They have 14 points. We have 13. So truly the Battle of Midway, the Battle of Mid out here. So 2 teams that have been kind of up and down, looking to get their seasons kind of back on track here, but 2 teams in vastly different circumstances. The Blackhawks, not a team that was expected to fight for a playoff spot this year. The Canucks, on the other hand, that kind of was the expectation after a disappointing year last year. Made a lot of changes in the offseason, hoping to get back in the playoffs. Coaching change as well, so like us, but for different reasons. So that's a team that, the expectation of getting back in the playoffs this year, right? And, so far as they haven't been good enough. It's kind of looked like last year's Canucks team from that regard. A lot of guys just having kind of subpar seasons, right? Their big guns aren't really showing up the way they need to. They have had to rely on a lot of depth production for guys like Kiefer Sherwood. Kiefer Sherwood is the Vancouver Canucks' leading scorer. He has 9 goals. Kiefer Sherwood. Not Elias Pettersson. Kiefer Sherwood is the Canucks' leading goal scorer. Not Brock Besser. Not Quinn Hughes. Kiefer Sherwood. So very interesting stuff there in Vancouver land. But yeah, some metrics leading into this matchup. This is the second game of the season series. The Canucks took the first one 3-2 on October 17th. That was in the shootout. I believe that game was at the UC, if I remember correctly. Yes, it was. That was one I think the Hawks should have had. I think that was the one where Bertuzzi. Yeah, that was right. That was the Bertuzzi goalie interference game. I'm still mad about that one. I thought the Hawks should have had that one, but it is what it is. We'll see which side the refs take tonight. But I'm still a bit upset about that game. I felt like one the Hawks should have had. And that one, the Canadiens game, still leave bad taste in my mouth. I mean, if not for those two games, we could be 7-3-3 right now. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But some metrics leading into this matchup. Hawks power play, 17.5, 21st in the league. Canucks are 20%, 17th, so pretty similar there. Our penalty kill is at 80.8, 15th in the league. The Canucks penalty kill, 69.4, 27th in the league. So you think this might be a chance for the power play to finally get something cooking against the penalty kill that's just not been there. So hopefully we can see that tonight. Hawks power play needs some work. I want to see more. I've been talking about the Hawks power play a lot. What needs to be better? One guy I haven't really spoken enough about is Sam Rinzel. That's a guy I think on the power play needs to be better. Needs to do a better job quarterback in the power play. Want to see more movement from him, right? Been too predictable from that standpoint. He's looked too much like Seth Jones back there, quarterback in the power play. So want to see more from Rinzel. He's young, right? He's getting used to it. He's getting used to the role. He's being fed a lot of minutes so far this season, a lot of responsibility. So it's going to take him time to get used to it. But I want to see more from Sam Rinzel. I want to see him growing into that role. So hopefully we can see a big game from him tonight. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that from Sam Rinzel. Who I think lately, I think Artie Party Levshov has passed him in terms of the production standpoint. I think Artie Party had a slow start to the year, and now he's starting to turn it on. I thought Rinzel had a pretty strong start to the year, and he's kind of dropped off a little bit lately. Those two kind of swap positions. So we'll see. I mean, if the struggles continue, maybe Levshov has moved up to PP1, and then Rinzel is to move to PP2. I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but just something to monitor there for the Hawks power play. Goals for per game. Hawks are scoring 3 goals per game, which is 17th in the league. Canucks are 2.71, which is 25th. And the goals allowed per game, Hawks are 2.85, 12th. Canucks are 3.21, which is 23rd. Guys to watch for the Hawks, Bedsy. Last 5 games, 4 goals, 5 assists. 9 points in last 5 games for Connor Bedard. Is that not the most impressive 5-game stretch of his career? It might be. I'm not sure if there's been a 5-game stretch of his career where he's had more production than that. There might be. You'd have to go back and check. There was his rookie year. He had a few pretty hot stretches, especially that one where he had a 5-point game against the Ducks. And then he had some other pretty good games around then, too. Definitely wasn't one in his sophomore year, probably, where he had 9 points in 5 games. But that might be the best 5-game stretch of Bedard's career. That, of course, still includes his hat-trick game from a week ago. So, and even on the road, these last 3 games, I think he's had, 4 assists or something. So he's still been producing since then. 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points, 13 games for Bedard, who is the Blackhawks' leading producer thus far. He has a 5-point gap to Frank and Azar. So this early in the year already has a 5-point gap. And it's probably going to keep growing. I think Bedsy's just going to keep cooking here, keep rolling. Hope we see Frank and Azar get back on track, I will say. His road trip has not been the most impressive, I will say. And I think he needs a bounce-back game after that last one. It wasn't his best game there again. Wasn't Frank's best game against the Kraken, so I hope to see him get back on track tonight for sure. But in terms of line combinations, again, the Vancouver Canucks lines, got into them here. We got Evander Kane, Elias Pettersson, and Kiefer Sherwood. Kiefer Sherwood's been putting the puck in the net so much, they got him the first line. And Evander Kane's up there too. Imagine, first line, Vancouver Canucks, you got Elias Pettersson as your 1 seed. You got Evander Kane and Kiefer Sherwood as his line mates. Not the best start to the year for Elias Pettersson. They're hoping for a bounce-back year from him. I think he has, 10 points in 14 games or something. So, need more from Elias Pettersson, man. They need more from their 1C. That's a guy who's, a couple years removed from a 100-point season. So, they need more from Elias Pettersson. He needs to get his game rolling there, right? Second line there, I got Jake DeBrusk, Lucas Reichel. That's right, baby. Lucas Reichel, the now a Vancouver Canuck Blackhawks legend, and they got him as the 2C there. Let's check Lucas Reichel's stats in Vancouver so far. Let's see how he's doing there. Because every time I check, I have yet to see any production from him. I wonder if that's changed. Let's see. Lucas Reichel. That's Lucas Reichel. 0 points in 6 games. 0 points in 6 games for Lucas Reichel with the Vancouver Canucks. Well, you know what that means. I wonder who's going to have a really good game for Vancouver tonight. Probably Lucas Reichel. He's going to see the Blackhawks in the schedule, and he's probably going to figure it out suddenly. Watch Lucas Reichel have a multi-point, multi-goal, multi-assist performance tonight. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest, right? He's clearly just been waiting to see the Blackhawks in the schedule to finally turn it on. When former Blackhawks see the Hawks, man, they turn a prime Wayne Gretzky. So I'm sure Lucas Reichel is going to have himself a game tonight because, of course, he will. But the first game against Lucas Reichel. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be honest, I kind of completely forgot about that. That's how invisible Lucas Reichel has been so far. I kind of forgot that he's even on the team. So, but we will be facing Lucas Reichel. I will say, Lucas Reichel looks really good in those Vancouver Canucks threads. He looks really good in that jersey. We'll see if he can start looking good on the ice, because so far he's just looked good off the ice. So maybe we'll see if he starts looking good on the ice. That's kind of the key for Lukas Reichel there. That's always been the key for him, right? Off the ice, he delivers. On the ice, need more production from him. So we'll see if he can deliver. They got Brock Besser in that second line, too. So Lukas Reichel has Jake DeBrusk and Brock Besser as his line mates. I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, you have all the tools here. You have all the facilities. You're in the top 6. You have a 30-40 goal scorer, and you have Jake DeBrusk, who's a very solid second-line player, like 50-point guy. Like, I mean, there's no excuses, Lucas. Like, you should be able to deliver of this. If you can't deliver of this, you might just not be an NHL player. I probably should stop talking, because the more I talk here, the more I yap. The better a game he's going to have tonight. He's going to take it personally. So maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm poking the bear a little bit. See if he's still got it. Well, we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, continuing on the Canucks lineup. Third line, they got Drew O'Connor, Atu Ratti, and Mackenzie McEwen. Fourth line, they got Arshdeep Baines, Max Sasson, and Linus Karlsson. This is truly a bottom 6 of all time. Like, who the fuck are these guys? So Canucks top 6, pretty solid, honestly. Like, it's not too shabby. Bottom 6 leaves a lot to be desired. They must have some injuries, because like this lineup just seems very depleted. Oh, they have injuries. Oh, wow. I'm checking right now. Yeah, the Canucks have injuries. Derek Forbort, Nils Höglander, Lekker Maki, Philip Hedl, Teddy Bluger, Victor Mancini, Connor Garland. Oh, Garland's out too. Day to day. He's been their top points producer so far. He had a good World Championship with Frank Nazar this past year. I know those two played together a lot, Connor Garland and Frank Nazar. I know Nazar had a lot of good things to say about his game. But, well, that's 7 guys right now who are out for the Canucks. I wondered that, because I was looking at that lineup like, this just doesn't look like a full NHL lineup here. And sure enough, yeah, they're dealing with injuries right now. So Nucks memes and shambles as we speak. Getting to the Canucks D. Got Quinn Hughes, Tyler Myers. Kind of a slow start to the year for Quinn Hughes. I think only 7 points in 10 games so far. A bit of a slow start for him. We'll see if he can get it rolling. The man who the Blackhawks were just one spot away from picking in the 2018 draft. Still mad about that. I know he wanted to go to Chicago too. Imagine Quinn Hughes and the Hawks and Patrick Kane. Those two would have been fun to watch together. But yeah, back to the Canucks D. Marcus Pettersson, Philip Hronek, Elias Pettersson, the other Elias Pettersson. They have 3 Petterssons and 2 Elias Petterssons and Tom Willander. 3 Petterssons on this team. Pettersson cubed. Pettersson cubed as we speak. So that's what the Canucks got rolling there. And in net, Thatcher Demko and Kevin Link the Tankinen. Link the Tank played last time the Hawks played him, so I imagine they roll with Demko this time. And Soda played last game, so I imagine the Hawks roll with Spencer Knight tonight. Spencer Knight versus Thatcher Demko. Battle of American goaltending legends there. So hopefully see Spencer Knight come out on top there and get the Blackhawks back in victory lane. And yeah, just checking the Hawks lines here real quick. I doubt we're changing anything. But yeah, Green, Bedard, Burakovsky, Tavo, Nazar, Burt, Moore, Donato, Mikheyev. Good to see Moore there in line 3. Hopefully to see let's see him get on the board. Let's see that first career goal from Oliver Moore. That would absolutely feed families, man. I thought he was the Hawks' best forward last game, and we'll see if he can keep that rolling there and get the score sheet. That'd be sick. Then Colton Dach, Nick Foligno, and then D, Vlasic, Rinzel, Grizzlick, Murphy, Kaiser, Levchinov, Crevier, 7th D. Yeah, that's right, baby. Dickinson's still out on the IR, the former Vancouver Canuck. So, yeah, that's about it. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, no. Almost forget about the last part every time. Score predictions. I mean, it feels like the Hawks are due. Does it not feel like the Hawks are due? It feels like the Hawks are due. They're due for a win. They got to get a win on this road trip at some point, right? At some point, this team's got to get a dub, right? Maybe this isn't the game. Maybe it's Thursday versus the Flames. Maybe it's Saturday against the Red Wings. I'll say it happens today, though. I think this should be a very motivated team, especially after a sleepy performance against the Seattle Kraken. So I want to see a bounce back. I want to see this team get back in victory lane. I think they're going to do it. I think it's going to be a close game. I'll see the Hawks come away with a 3-2 win, a 3-2 Hawks dub. That sounds about right to me. And a big game from that man right there in his hometown. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for the support. Like, share this video around if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I believe we're at 592 subs, something like that. So, yeah, thank you all so much for the support, and we will see you all in the next one for the post-game later tonight. Vancouver Canucks, Chicago Blackhawks post-game. We will be there. That will be a late one, but we will be there. All right, see you all in the next one. Be Off Memes out. Boop.